From Hollywood, California, welcome to Reza Riffs with your host, Keith Reza.
What's
Hi,
up?
Uncle Lazer.
What's up, buddy?
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. Just waking up.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't pull an Uncle Laser and forget. So like I had to put
Yeah,
on my
nah.
alarms.
It's not really that I forget. I just sleep through shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Is it when you travel, does your time like fall off a
Yeah.
little?
Well, because like probably a fucking I don't know how to mute this goddamn. I hate this guy. It's fine.
Uh,
Uh yeah, when I try like after shows and shit, you probably should go to bed and fucking, not be a piece of shit. But I do that stuff. So yeah, so then it's like once I get going, it's hard to stop, and then when I stop, I got to sleep and catch up on my fucking sleep. So, yeah,
yeah,
that's on me. It's all good. We're getting through it.
for sure. And I wanted to ask you, do you party after the shows? Because when I saw you on Sunday, I didn't really see you party before the show. I just saw
Yeah,
you.
I don't really like to. As I'm starting to do it a lot more, I'm like, yo, even though it feels like a party, because like I worked in the oil field forever. Like I know like 12, 16 hour days in the middle of the fucking heat. That's work. You really can't get fucked up during
Uh,
that. But comedy, telling jokes, I'm like, oh, this is a big party, But then I started looking at some of my shit, my clips afterwards, and I was like, oh, this is dog shit. I'm drunk. I can tell. So I was like, yeah, I don't like to get too fucked up prior to going on stage, but. Sunday night in Torrance, I actually smoked a little bit of that California weed that gave me Down syndrome. So I didn't want to be that high prior to going on stage, but I was. I can fight through that because I usually write when I'm stoned, but I don't like being on stage stoned because it slows me down too much. But yeah, usually I'll just have a beer or two before going on, and then afterwards, depending on what night it is and if I got a flight or not, I usually go. Like we went out Sunday afterwards, and I got blacked out the Dave and Buster's, so that was a treat. What a treat
oh
that was!
my God.
I fell asleep on the goddamn ski pinball or skee ball table.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So like did they like escort you out when you were sleeping or
Oh
like
yeah.
what happened?
Oh yeah. There's a lawsuit coming. No, 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 no. I was just fucking. I don't even remember leaving the Dave and Buster's. So
Yeah. So the reason why I went on Sunday was because my friend Chanel, who used to open for me and now she's doing comedy again, I wanted to go see her and then I
yeah,
saw you. I was like, "Holy Lord, that was kind of a fun show because I don't like as a comedian, I don't like going to other shows if I'm not on it. Does that
yeah.
make
I'm the
sense?
same way. Same way. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was kind of like a cool. It wasn't a bar show, but it was a cool. It was a
Yeah. I mean, it still
well,
felt like a bar show, but it wasn't a bar show. Yeah. Like
yeah,
kind of. It was like the bar, and like honestly, just that's why I hate bar shows because it's not built like a comedy club. Like the ceilings, like I know I was doing better than what I thought I was doing on stage.
right.
Afterwards, people came up to me like, "Oh, that's fucking great," but on stage, that laughter wasn't filtrating down to the stage because I was saying shit that I say, and I'm like, man, that usually kills, and it still did well, but up there, I couldn't hear it as well as it was out in the crowd, and that shit'll fuck with your rhythm.
For
Like when you're on
sure.
stage, like
Yeah.
if you feel like you're not killing, you're like, oh shit, I'm bombing, I'm eating a dick, let me freak out. So no, but it was good, man. It was a cool spot.
Yeah. When you bomb, do you think to yourself, okay, I should just continue to bomb, or do you try and get out of it? Like how does your mind work like that?
Uh, man, like it just depends. Like my shows are pretty easy because my crowd kind of knows what to expect. So I haven't really bombed in front of like one of my shows and my crowds in a long time.
Right.
Uh, but the other night I was doing the regular show in Austin, and I ran a joke that I haven't run in a long time since I was like really young in the comedy. I was trying to like brush back up and see what I had, and there was these Asian ladies sitting to the right of me, and they did not like me, and they did not, and I doubled down real hard with this like. I like when I was younger, I used to think the Simpsons were black because I had a black and white television, and
Uh-huh.
Marge has an afro, and then when I got a color television, I realized they're actually Asian because they're yellow, and boy, they didn't like that either, and so yeah, sometimes I'll double down, and sometimes you just got to pull back, and like sometimes when you're crowd working, you don't necessarily bomb during crowd work, but sometimes it's kind of stale. And
Yeah.
so I'll just fucking pivot out of the crowd work and get into like shit I know works, and usually it's okay, but yeah, sometimes I'll double down or sometimes I'll just pivot.
And it seems like, just from what I noticed on Sunday, it seems like you're pretty good at crowd work. Like you kind of have that.
Yeah, like for the longest time though, when I was as I was like trying to become comic and shit, going out on the road, having to do an hour and not even have 15 fucking minutes, you
Yeah,
start learning. I try to stay away a lot from crowd work because I think crowd work's easy and everyone fucking does it. Like if I'm gonna crowd work, I'll do it like in a particular way that I don't think's like run of the mill. Like the other night when I was in San Diego, there was these two fine ass blonde chicks sitting in the front row, and I was like, "What are y'all doing here? Like, what are y'all?" Like, y'all
yeah.
know I'm not Matt Rife. This ain't a Matt Rife show. Like, y'all like this? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, so y'all been through some trauma, and like, so I got into it with them. But yeah, like I would stay away from crowd work a lot just because I wanted to get a fucking hour down, like jokes, get my jokes in and not have to rely on crowd work so much. But now that I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, now I'll try to crowd work a lot more just to give the people what they want and shit like that. They like when you fucking get in with them and shit like that.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that's all because of Matt Rife. I mean, nothing against Matt, but I
Yeah,
feel
he just kind of conditioned. He's kind of conditioned, which is awesome because I mean, like, it's cool with crowd work because you can put a clip up and not burn your material, right? So that's cool. I don't want people to do it, but I think now because of the explosion of the crowd work comic, a lot of crowds are conditioned to be fucked with, and sometimes at a bar show, especially, you get the motherfuckers who are too chirpy and they
right.
they try to make it about them, and it's like I'll go at you, motherfucker, but don't keep church like get drunk and gargle a bunch of shit and like ruin the show for the people next to you. So there's just do's and don'ts with it. I mean, I don't mind it. I like it. Like Saturday night before I went to Torrance, I had the best show I think of my career to date, and a lot
Oh,
of it,
really?
yeah, it just something with the crowd was just fire. It was electric, and like there was a lot of people I could crowd work, and like one guy fucking spilled his beer on the goddamn foot of the stage, and I was like, "You didn't have a dad growing up? What's going on? Hey, simmer down now, boy." And he didn't have a goddamn he didn't. I was like, you didn't have a dad growing up, and I made him take his shirt off and wipe all the beer up on stage, and it was just fucking electric. So it was a good time.
Whoa, peer pressure from Uncle Lazer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, you gotta forgive me because I don't know much about you. You know what I mean? Because I'm in California, you're in Texas and stuff. But I do the road, and you're from Austin. I think out of Texas, Austin is not my place. Like I love San Antonio, I love Houston, I love Dallas. Like, what are the vibes in your head when you hit Texas? What's your home?
I mean, I live. Get out of here, boy. Hey, go over there. Go to park it. Hey, park it, dude. Sorry.
No
Go park.
worries, no worries.
All right. Fucking. Hey, can I make a vodka drink? Can you make me a vodka drink? All right, thank you.
Yeah, do whatever you want,
Gotta get
man.
the shakes out of here. No, so I mean Austin's where I live now, right? Because of comedy, but I grew up in the country most of my life. So I really don't like the fucking city at all. I hate
Yeah.
traffic and homeless people with a passion. I like to throw batteries at them and shoot them with paintball guns. And but no, I mean Austin's cool. It's very it's the epicenter of comedy right now. So like it's crazy. Like I didn't really come up from the traditional open mic kind of comic, and then I kind of was asked backwards. Like the first time I got on Kill Tony was the first time that I ever did comedy ever, right on stage.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I had a pretty like it was dog shit, but I had a lot of charisma, and I was like, it's my first time ever. So I kind of got thrust in situations, like getting on the Secret Show and doing 10 minutes and not even having a minute worth of comedy. So I had to fail a lot, but like I like the vibe, Austin, in the sense that like, dude, now on any given night, you can go in a 10 block radius and you can hit 6 or 7 different spots, like actual spots, not
It's like New York,
open
yeah.
mics. Yeah, like not but like, even in New York though, it's a drive to each spot. Whereas like you just go downtown, park behind the mothership, and you can walk to all the comedy spots within a 10 block radius. And that's
Yeah.
pretty fucking convenient. So I like that aspect of it. But it's getting very competitive out there because everybody and their mom is fucking moving to Austin wanting to be a comedian.
Yeah, definitely. I think the whole pandemic kind of started that whole moving to Austin thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like when it happened, I was just like, oh, great, because I have no desire to go to Texas, so I'll stay in Los Angeles, increase my chances.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it yeah, because the pandemic they only shut Texas down for like 8 hours. We really didn't
Yeah,
get
for sure.
it. But I kind of look at that and like I was thinking about that the other day. It's funny you say that, like the butterfly effect of type of shit. Because like I was in the oil field, your boy was making like $500,000 a year with a job, like a cush ass. Like, I mean, it was hard work, but we were like good at it. And then if the pandemic never happens and Rogan never moves to fucking Austin, I never get on Kill Tony and I never go do this because I never had no dreams or aspirations of doing stand up. I like, improv comedy. Like Chris Farley's like my fucking guy,
Yeah.
and but I just never really did. So it was crazy. I think that, but yeah, like Austin's competitive, and I know like a lot of LA comics went and moved, but dude, LA is so fucking expensive. Austin's so cheap versus LA, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Like my
Yeah.
rent right now is 900 a month for a 3,400 square bedroom house. I have the master bed, master bath. I live with three other comics.
Whoa, I think I want to move to Texas with you because my rent is like twice as much here.
Literally just had a room come available. So if you want it, we got one, $600, dude.
Oh, nice. Holy
Yeah.
Lord. But no, like I think that that's so cool because I gotta be honest with you, Uncle Lazer. I'm probably the only comic in the world who doesn't enjoy Kill Tony, but yet I really enjoy you. Like I think
Yeah.
you're like so I was just wondering like how when because I've never listened to Kill Tony, so I'm sorry, but like how does your anxiety go when you first because your first time you did stand up, you were on that show. Well, like what was going in your head in the moment?
Well, I didn't know when I got on the show, I didn't really know what the fuck it was, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I dated this witch, and we went out to this bar on a Sunday one day to see, it was my buddy's birthday. We went out just to go see some live music in Austin. And I walked in and there was this band playing. And I've been playing music my whole life. I play harmonica, played with my brother all around the country. And so I know like when I walk into a place where there's music going, I can tell if they're like real musicians and they like fuck. And these guys were fucking gel. They grooved. I was like, God damn, these boys are fucking good. And
Yeah.
that little witch I was dating at the time, she goes, well, I used to fuck the lead singer. And I used to date the guitar player. And I was like, well, I hope they get in a car accident on their way home and they all die because I hate them. But yeah, no, but I introduced myself and I met him. And then about a week later, me and her split. And they just had that band that I saw that night, Nether Hour, they happened to be opening up for a buddy of mine right there in town. And I saw him again. And me and the lead singer, Bobby Flacco, we hit it off and we became really good friends on Instagram, sending memes and funny shit. And then back then, before Mothership was built, Kill Tony was at this place called the Vulcan Gaslight Company, and it was like right down the road from it. And after Kill Tony on Mondays, like that Kill Tony had the Kill Tony band, and then you had the show. But afterwards, they'd have an after party every Monday. And Nether Hour, my buddy, his band, they were the backing band. So that's how I got introduced to Tony. So I really had no idea what the fucking show was. So when I went on, I had a little bit of internet fame at the time. I popped up on TikTok and shit like that. So I was like, that's a minute. I'm just doing stupid. I was like, I can do a fucking minute.
Right.
And I didn't know the implications of how big the show was. And granted, it wasn't that as big as it is now, but it was still pretty big. And then, yeah, I did it a couple times. And then, they kept inviting me back, but I wasn't writing jokes. I was just firing from the hip because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And then kind of fell out of graces with it. But literally this past Monday, the Kill Tony from Vegas dropped and I went and did it. And a lot of people were saying I had the set of the night. And honestly, it felt like the best set of my life on that show. And that's really, it's got a lot of, it's a big platform now.
Oh
You know what I'm
no,
saying? It's
it's
got a lot of
definitely a
eyes on
huge
it. It
platform.
it
Yeah.
can open up some opportunities for you quicker, and if you're not ready, it can fuck you up too.
Yeah, that was going to be my theory because I feel if comics aren't ready, it's also kind of in a way bullyish and it kind of makes you think you're getting fucked up. But if you're ready, it's a great platform.
Platform, yeah, because
Yeah,
like to an extent, it's like a glorified open mic, but at the same time, it's got massive avenues of doors. Like, and the people ask me all the time, you go, "Hey man, I'm thinking about moving to Austin, getting out Kill Tony. You got any advice?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't fucking do it." I said,
for
like
sure.
if you're gonna do it, make sure this is a minute, a polished fucking minute. There's no holes. A punch per line is fucking through the roof. It's just stellar. It don't fucking miss. Because if you go on there and you have a fucking fantastic set, become a golden ticket winner, and like that can even lead to being a regular, like the opportunities are so great that if you come out and you hit one out of the fucking park and have you a great interview too, like it can fucking stretch your ass and help your career and get it to where like you can do local shows around Austin, then people know your name from like a perfect example. The girl, my roommate, she lives in her name's Jessica Mezzatano. She's a comic from Chicago. She opened up for me and I convinced her to move down because she's fucking hilarious. And she got on Kill Tony about a month ago, had a really good set, really good interview, real good vibe. she's been looking for a car in Austin because her car broke. So she's been finding a new car. She messaged me this morning, no bullshit. She goes, "Yo, got a car." She goes, "They took off $2,000 because a guy that saw me on Kill Tony and loved me." So I
Oh
mean,
my God.
just shit like that. But I mean, I'm telling you, like, and so that's why I tell comics who are first getting into it, I'm like, dude, if you're gonna get on it, sign up, like, be ready. Because if you go up there and you bury yourself, yeah, you might get a clip or two of it, but you're gonna be dog shit, and the internet's just gonna shit on you. So just be ready.
Yeah, yeah. And I think maybe now is the best time, especially after the president rally. You know what I mean? Because now Tony's unstoppable, regardless if you agree or not. He's now the biggest
He's got
name
a
in
lot of
comedy.
eyes on him.
Yeah, he's now the biggest name. So like it's pretty incredible, you know?
Yeah, it worked out. So, and it's a cool environment, and that whole mothership scene and shit, everything down. It's just booming down there. Comedy, it's comedy everywhere you look. So, it's pretty cool to be in the midst of something special is happening down there. Kind of like the Haight Ashbury in San Francisco in the '60s. Kind of like that movement. Like there's a lot
Yeah.
of apologetic, shit going on in Austin with the comedy stuff. And I know like the movie stuff, I think is coming too because I know San Marcos down there south of Austin where I used to live. Netflix is building a studio lot production, like a production lot down there. And so I feel like that's going to start moving over there and shit. So it's just kind of blowing up. It's pretty crazy.
Now, is that your goal to go into the movies and TV shows, or do you just want to stick at stand up? Like,
Well, I mean, I literally prior to coming to the show on Sunday there with you, I had the weekend, I had just done the shows in Arizona, but that week leading up to it, I was actually shooting a Western with Donald Cowboy Cerrone, like a real,
whoa.
yeah. And I had a full ass talking parts and I had a rape scene. That was great. And then, yeah, it was, he's like, "Hey man, I wrote this part for you. No one else can play it." And, I'm like, only I can play this, huh? Okay. And, but yeah, like I don't really know which I like both. Like I was like, man, I'll probably be better in a movie, reality TV show kind of vibe. But then as I like started doing stand up and getting better at it, I just got addicted to it. Now I love being on stage just as much as I like being in front of a camera. So I don't really know what it is I want to do. I know for like the past 12 years of my life, I worked on a fucking drilling rig in the middle of the goddamn desert where dreams go to die. And I wasted a lot of my youth out there. And so I don't really know what the end goal is. All I know is if I can fucking make people's day a little bit better by just bringing a smile to them and make a little coin on the side, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I mean that's actually the whole point of stand up is making people better, like making them happier because everyone has all these issues and stuff, you know. But the guy at the end, he like because before you were going up, I think Jason Ellis was up. He's like, "Hey, you should ask Uncle Lazer to go up." I was like, "Yeah, that's disrespectful because Jason's the feature. If I go up after Jason, it kind of makes me look bad in front of Jason. You know what I mean?"
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, "Ah, I'll pass." But I
No, but
thought,
if you'd have told me, if you had told me prior, and like I said, the inn, the place that put it on, they threw up two boys that I didn't know, like locals that they had, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna have these guys." They have initially had five, and I was like, "Nah, nah." I usually bring my feature and at least a host. A feature bare minimum I got to bring with me, but I'll bring a host sometimes too. But yeah, if I had more room, I'd just thrown you a spot. Not a big deal.
we'll do it next time. But the whole point was what I was saying is like the order of a comedy show is very important too, because the feature should always go on before the headline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
feel a lot of people who run these shows,
Well, I mean, you say that though, and then I was just at the Irvine Improv last night, and my boy Ben Bankus, great fucking comic out of Toronto. I was like, "Yo, I'm staying down here in Huntington, while I'm sitting here," and I'm like, "Yo, let me pop in, get a little spot." He goes, "Yeah, come on through." Well, when I got there, I thought I was just gonna cold open, which I was totally cool with, or host, whatever, because he has a main feature. But he had his feature go up there and do 20 up top, and then brought me up the guest spot prior to bringing him up. So that
oh,
was
that's
a
cool.
weird dynamic that I never know. It was cool, went great, but I just was like, "Oh, I didn't. I thought I'd go first," but that was cool.
Yeah. I wish I knew you were in Huntington, man. I would have like said, okay, hey, we'll make a show on Monday. We'll get you another spot, maybe get you some more money and stuff.
Shit. Yeah.
God damn,
Yeah.
man, these things I
Well,
should
I
have
had a
asked
bunch
on
of, I had
Sunday.
a bunch of, I came up here just to kill time because a bunch of podcasts and went and did Steph Tolev's podcast and Annie Linderman and all them and shit, just to knock some podcasts out while I'm out here and shit. I like it out here. Traffic's a fucking nightmare, but the weather's pretty.
Oh no, yeah, the traffic does suck. Like I feel like a perfect city will be no traffic, lots of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Like an underground train or something.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, Annie Letterman's great, man. She's I met Annie about 7 months ago because I toured with TJ Miller, and
Nice.
she was like one of the special guests on that show. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So I became
Yeah,
friends with her.
I've yet to meet TJ. I've loved his shit. Love him in fucking Silicon Valley. God damn,
Yeah,
he's hilarious. But
you would vibe well with
I think
TJ.
I've seen him in passing and we've like waved or whatever that gay shit. But I've never actually truly met him or hung out. Does he still drink and shit like that or no?
I can't say, but
Okay, okay,
only because it's on the radio waves. But all but
yeah.
I think we're doing Houston in a couple weeks. How far is Houston from Austin? I don't really
About 2 hours.
know.
That's where I'm from originally. I'm about an hour south of Houston, where I grew up, a little small village down there. Yeah. What are y'all doing over there? The Improv, or what are y'all
Yeah,
doing?
the improv. So I'll text you.
Yeah.
We'll probably get you a set. I'll introduce you. We'll hang
Yeah, that'd
out. We'll
be.
go Dave and Brusters.
Dude, I'll get fucking retarded at a Dave and Buster's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we won so many goddamn tickets last night. I was trying to get a PlayStation 5, but apparently you got to spend $45,000 to get a PlayStation 5 in there, enough tickets to win. I don't fucking know, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm torn a lot, but I know I'm off the first part of the November, so I don't know when y'all are down there, but yeah, I'd love to come by and slap some shit with y'all.
That'd be great. You ever like when you play games at these arcades, like you said, the PlayStation's, 45,000 tickets or whatever. Do you ever just think to yourself, hey, why don't I just give these guys $600 and you know what I mean? Because
Yeah, you can, but it's the thrill of the kill. You know what I'm saying? That's why, and
yeah.
I like the fact that you can go, you spend $100 at the goddamn Dave and Buster's and play all them games, all the lights, instead of going to the fucking casino and spending 2,000 and just walking out there like, I need to call that 1-800 number. Something's wrong with me. So like,
Where's my
yeah.
phone?
Well, I'm out here selling gift cards in the parking lot at half price just to get some coin in my pocket, go back there and win the jackpot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And another cool thing that I saw about you on your Instagram is you were signing these ladies' jugs, and then this guy asked you to sign his jug, and I thought you were pretty cool because you did it.
Yeah, I signed his nutsack. It was very
Oh,
yeah, it was his nutsack. Yeah,
oh my God.
very a hard texture to write on
Yeah.
harder than you think. Hard to get without touching it, obviously. Like trying to get that Sharpie to do it, but yeah, dude, it's fucking my shows are kind of. I don't think I would what you would call like your traditional stand up comic, right? Like I'm not, I'm not
I
really
think
from the
you're a
theater.
storyteller.
Yeah, I am. I mean, like growing up, we had the. I remember my daddy in that green Suburban. We'd be driving to baseball tournaments. Motherfucker, we put in a blue collar comedy tour. Ron White was my favorite, and he's a
Oh,
big
yeah.
storyteller and shit. But like as I get more into it, I base the stories, but I try to add the pops per minute. You know what I'm saying? Get some fucking one liner zingers in there that are funny, but still take you on that tangent based fucking story and go everywhere. And like I said, like I know comics who are great writers hit one zinger. That's why Kill Tony shit was hard for me a lot at the beginning, just because to be funny in a minute is very it feels forced to me, right? Like it doesn't feel natural. Like because I attribute like stand up is just basically when you're on stage, it's just like you at a bar trying to pick up a chick, right? You just gotta be smooth, gotta be funny, gotta be slick with it. And it's hard to do that in a minute. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Unless you actually dove deep and like get into your writing and it just taught me, hey, I gotta be a better fucking writer.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I totally agree. I think stand up is like it's like an introduction to what you want to do. Like for example, I have Asperger's syndrome and most of my comedy is about being on the spectrum and stuff, and I just imagine it's like I'm telling people who I am in a funny way with no judgmental. You know what I mean? Where like on a 1 minute thing, it's like you gotta get the best of the best. Like when you do a late night showcase like I
Yeah.
always find those so stressful because it feels like you're forcing jokes into an amount of time because you have to. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's like, and comedy's subjective or whatever, right? To each their own, whatever you're into. But like the one thing I kind of noticed, like as I was kind of doing it and stuff with all the, because I'm on shows with these fucking killers out in Austin, and I'm like, yeah, we're all funny to a degree, right? But like, what
Mm.
makes you memorable? What makes you people can go home and follow you, and it's like relatability, talking about shit from like a point of, hey, that actually happened to me. Not like, hey, I wrote this as a funny joke, right? Because like there's certain things, and I say in some of my jokes, like when I got in this little cuckolding situation, like I've written some things in it that spice it up and punch it up, but also the detail in which I tell it, it's like. Oh, that boy was fucking there because it smells and looks a certain type of way, a type of way you just can't write about. You kind of have to be there to see that in action, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
It's so funny because you did mention you're on shows with a lot of killers, but have you ever done a show with an actual killer?
hmm. Uh, I can't. I know I've worked with some out in the oil field, but I can't say I've been on stage with an actual killer. No, I can't say I have.
Because what's his name? Charles Manson was in the Beastie Boys for a
Yeah,
while.
and he was like a hit songwriter too. He wrote a bunch of fucking songs and shit. But apparently he had like a terrible voice, and they're like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here. We already
Yeah,
got Bob Dylan. We don't need you." But
they're like, get out of here before you kill us or something.
yeah, boy's a weird guy.
Oh yeah, you know what's so weird too is like he got like 1,000 letters a day from the ladies, when he was
Yeah,
in jail. So like it just makes you think how fascinating people are towards that. So like whenever I go on a first date, I always say, "Hey, you weren't one of those ladies who wrote Manson, right?"
how's that going for you?
It's not going so good because
Uh,
all the ladies I'm dating wrote Manson.
oh shit. Well, looks like you got a type, old son.
I don't know. But yeah, man. Who when you were on Kill Tony, who's like the coolest judge who's given you the best advice like off stage, and who's the hardest judge that you ever had?
Well, Roseanne was pretty tough on my ass.
Yeah.
But the shit she said was warranted and merit. And I hit on her at the bar later that night. I tried to take her. I was like, hey, why don't we just get away from these retards? You and I, let's go sing that harmonica part together, you know?
Did that work?
No, it did not work. But I was just fucking with her, I love her to death. But she kind of hit me with some knowledge. But that was when I was young in it, right? That was like my fourth or fifth time ever being on there. And basically, like I was just saying, I told a carrot story that happened to me a long time ago, and with this woman making me shove a carrot up her butthole, and then later her son was eating the carrot at the foot of the bed. It's crazy, but uh,
Was it the
goddamn,
same
like
carrot up your butthole?
yeah, that same carrot. Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's a long story. But like like when I first got into it, I got these stories that have happened to me and shit like that, and it's a lot of shock and awe value, right? And some comics can just feed on that and stay in that realm. But like she was saying, she's like, you don't have to, there's some pure little boy inside of that mullet inside of you, and she was like, you know, uh, she goes, I know you're young in your career, but at some point you're not going to have to rely on this shock and all shit no more. And basically, as I started progressing in this, I started seeing it's like I can still be my outlandish, crude, vulgar self. But if I'm going to say this shit and I want to appeal to the masses or appeal to more people, I need to say it in a clever way, right? So it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? So
Oh,
like
definitely.
I'm still going to have a sexual innuendo towards single mothers in my stand up because that's what I like. But I need to say it in a way that's not just so crude, but more clever, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely. I gotta tell you, when the host at the end brought you up, I was so disappointed because me and him, we like rehearsed him to do a Johnny Carson type thing,
that was
and he,
hilarious.
and he totally bailed.
He bailed on it, but goddamn, that would have been fucking great. Yeah, when he was doing that in the fucking green room, I was like, dude, that's actually fucking hilarious.
But like that's what I'm saying is like if you're gonna bail like that on like you could talk shop, but then bail during the showtime, I'm like, oh my God, like that would have been great, you know?
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta throw. Hey, is my vape over there? We hand me that vape, baby. Sometimes when you just gotta throw bad dick at even worse people, and hopefully it sticks. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you just gotta. Just Columbus took a chance. Fucking send it. Whatever.
that's true. Now, Uncle Laser, three more questions because I want to respect your time. But do you know how many tattoos you have, or have you lost count?
Shit, man. I ain't honestly. I probably never even really count. It's probably over 30. Right at
Wow.
30, 30 over 30, somewhere right in there.
How old were you when you got your first ink?
So these right here, these shitty bastards right here.
Uh-huh.
I was 17 years old. My baby brother, my kid brother, who was 14, he got some allowance money. He's like, "Hey, for your birthday, I'm gonna get you a tattoo." So we went to this fucking trailer house, the La Colonia down there, and there was this Mexican gangster dude. His name was Bonehead. He had a fucking tattoo of like skeleton all on this side of his face, and we're sitting in his mama's trailer, and he's tattooing these goofy bastards on me. So yeah, that was my first one.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
everyone always remembers their first one because I have two, so I remember both of them, but I don't remember all the other ones.
I
You know what I
remember
mean?
the most painful one. That was on my chest, on the
Oh,
sternum right here. Like
yeah.
hit that fucking bone. I did it in one sitting, but I was the only one I almost got up from, and I was like, I can't keep going. This shit hurts.
Yeah, yeah. Tattoos do hurt. People don't, but I respect the tattoos, you know, like they
Yeah.
have tattoos shows and tattoo magazines, and I'm sure they have tattoo podcasts, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
tattoo is a big thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Actually, the last podcast I was on in Arizona, I actually got tattooed fucking time release Adderall on my fucking thumb here, like a dumbass. And yeah, I was
During the interview?
during during the interviews, tattooing me off screen with my hand. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I like to be different. So, and I'm a piece of shit. So there's that.
I think you say that, but I think you're a sweetheart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to be nice to everybody, right? Because it don't cost no amount of money just to be kind to somebody, just to fucking
It
hug,
takes more
handshake.
energy to be negative.
Yeah, and there just ain't no point into it because you don't know what somebody's fucking going through. So just, hey, you look great today, darling, or man, that's a really good fucking out. Just be nice, compliment, handshake, a hug, a smile, whatever. Just leave them better than you found them. And I think people just turn off the motherfucking TV and love thy neighbor. Everything be good in this country wouldn't be going to fucking hell in a handbasket. But I don't know. I just was always brought up like, look, just be kind to people, give everybody benefit of the doubt, and until somebody really fucks you over, just you bear with them.
Yeah.
And
And then my second to last question is, what is Uncle Laser's favorite type of food? Like, where do you go, like wherever that you just order a lot that you're like, hey, I'm never gonna get sick of this.
dude, I'll smash some fucking wings. I love some wings, but here recently, I've been getting into goddamn Thai food.
Thai
Okay,
food. All
yeah,
right.
and there's this place down there in Austin, uh, called fuck. Why am I blanking on the name? Super Thai, and they got this dish called Kia Soy, and it's basically like a pineapple curry with shrimp and chicken, and like it's the liquid broth is it makes me shit like a pet goose every single time, but I don't care. Like I'll even have to shit after I finish it in the restaurant. Like I have to go shit, but it's so goddamn. I'd put that shit on pussy. It's so good, dude. It's so fucking good. So yeah, Thai food here of late has really been my spiel.
Yeah. But then you also said you like wings. Do you like dry wings or wet wings? Like, what's your,
I'm more of a wet wing guy. I mean,
yeah.
I like them hot, but not overbearing. Because I remember one time when I was working oil field down there in New Mexico, we get off. Me and the boys went up on a Friday night, drove like 2 hours to Kermit, Texas, shithole. But they had this wing place, and they had these wings called Psychotic West Texas wings, like the hottest wings they had. And we did the challenge, it's like six of them. And so I ate all six of them, but we were drinking Crown Royal whiskey on the way back. And I remember
Wow.
I had to get up for work. I got home, or I got to the trailer house back on location at like 2:30 in the morning, and we had to be up at 5:30. I remember I wake up 5:30 in the morning, go to work, and I have the worst heartburn in my motherfucking like chest, and I start throwing up all that Crown Rule, but with that acid, that stomach acid of all that hot wing sauce, and it fucking singed my esophagus for days. I couldn't even talk for days.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
my God. I have a very similar story, but it was the first time I tried Crown Royal. I don't know if I had wings or anything, but I remember like I just was throwing up all night and I was just like, holy Lord, when is this gonna stop? I feel like a female model right now. You
just
know,
coming out.
it's just like I'm like, holy Lord. You know, like
Fucking
the girl from The Exorcist who just keeps throwing up. You're like, oh my God.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
me. And then my last question for you, Uncle Laser, is if you could go into a time machine and talk to a younger version of Uncle Laser, what would you tell yourself what you know
Save your
now?
money.
Save your money.
Save your money. Don't be blowing your loads on sports betting and gambling because I made a lot of money in that oil field. I remember I was doing my taxes the other day and I looked back at all my shit, kind of added up. I'd made like shit close to $3 million in my career out there.
Whoa,
And
nice.
I'm like, where the fuck is this at? Where's that at? Like where'd all that money go? And so yeah, I saved my money and then just to be patient, more patient. I never really was a patient person. My daddy taught me that, you know, curiosity didn't kill the cat, hesitation did, right? So if you lead me to that fucking door, I may not know how to open it, but I'll figure out how to open it, right? So luck is where preparation opportunity meet, but sometimes you ain't ready for them opportunities, and sometimes you can do more damage to yourself by putting yourself in a situation that you're not quite ready for. It just patience is a virtue. Your time will come. Just keep getting better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's excellent advice, Uncle Laser. You're like a poet and a comic. Deep
Well,
down the comic, you're a poet.
actually, I'm actually gay, and I'm probably gonna go to prison because I don't pay my taxes. But listen, yeah, no, I mean, like, look, it just life fucking is shit. We're all eating the fucking same goddamn bullshit going in and out. And my thing is, you just try to make the best of a shitty situation, right? Just try to, because it goes by quicker if you're having fun,
For sure. For sure.
right?
I agree. Now, where can the folks at home follow and support you? Instagram?
Yeah, I just Uncle Laser at Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I just updated my new tour schedule on my UncleLaserComedy.com. It's got all my shows coming up. We'll be traveling on tour and stuff. And yeah, really that's it. Just Instagram is mainly what I'm on. I used to do TikTok, but the Chinese hate me, so they're
I think
everything.
TikTok's going away in
Dude,
February
everything. I
anyway.
used to get, dude, the first video I ever posted on fucking TikTok, no bullshit. I was in the oil field and I played baseball with this boy back when I was younger. He used to live in my hometown. And at that point, I had a private Facebook and a Snapchat. And I just would post these goofy videos on Snapchat. And one day he's like, man, send me these videos you make on Snapchat. I'm gonna make you a fucking TikTok and let's just see what happens. I said, all right, cool. So I got off work. I remember I was jogging and after I got done jogging, I said some stupid shit like, when Miley Cyrus said everybody in line for the bathroom trying to do lines in the bathroom, I said I felt that because I love cocaine. I said, but it's summertime. But I told my mom I was quitting during the summer, but it's summer and it's early, and what a time to quit shouldn't be now. And so
Right.
I said, "We'll see, Mom." I just sent it to him, and took a shower, went to bed. I got up for work, and that next morning he's like, "Yo, look at what the fuck it's doing." I got on TikTok, and I had like 8 million views and 50,000 followers overnight, like that. And
Whoa.
I was
I'm gonna
like,
have to
"Fuck."
take some notes from you, Uncle Laser.
Dude, it just right time, right place. I don't fucking know. But then that just what made it kind of snowball. Everything I'd post get like 500,000 views. But then somewhere along the lines, I've had a couple accounts deleted and shit like that. And so, like, it's just now I post something. It's if I get 20,000 views, I'd be lucky. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Huh.
kind of weird.
I'm so lucky if I get like 10 views.
Oh, fuck. Nice.
Well, Uncle Laser, what an honor to meet you, buddy. Thanks for rifting with me. And yeah, man, this was fun. And like honestly, I think paths cross for a reason, and I'm really glad our paths crossed because I like I said, I don't really like the Kill Tony squads, but I really like you.
I appreciate that, old son. Yeah, man, you're a good time. Yeah, hit me up when y'all come to Houston now and we'll fucking get down on it.
All right. All right, Uncle Laser, have a great day, buddy, and we'll see you later. I'll see
Later,
you
buddy.
at Christmas.
See you at Christmas.
All right. All right,
Later.
guys. That was the episode with Uncle Laser. Subscribe, rate, review, and we'll see you guys next week. How do I pause this? All right. Thanks, Uncle Laser. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll
Bye.
see you later, man.